Good morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome to welcome to Morning Hundoke. To start off, let's offer a greeting, a bow to our heavenly parents and true parents. 존진 참부모님께 경배 바로. And today we'll read Family Pledge number 6. 6. 통일국주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참부모님의 내신 가정으로서 전우를 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을
그건 빠겠다로.
연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. Our family, the owner of Chonoguk, pledges to become a family that moves heavenly fortune by embodying the heavenly parent and true parents, and to perfect a family that conveys heaven's blessings to our community by centering on true love. And to open us up in prayer today, I'd like to ask, Ray Lepolkin, could you open us up in prayer?
All right, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
All right, dear Heavenly Parents and true parents, again, we gather brothers and sisters, our church community, our heavenly community, Father, here on the East Coast, and also from around the world. Still many people joining us and participating, Father, in this morning devotion to begin our day together, to awaken our hearts, our spirits, and join to unite together, Father, with you at this providential period in history. And we're so fortunate people to be alive, and not just alive, but to be connected to our true parents, connected to you through the true parents. So please guide us today, our hopes and wishes, Father, so we can further the providence and create Chonoguk on this earth. And at the same time, we're growing our hearts and our spirit and connecting closer to you. So again, please guide us, waken our spirits, and we pray for everybody on this call, Father. We can all have a fruitful day, and we continue our growth and our pursuits. Again, thank you, and please bless us all. I ask and I'll pray all this in our names, Rami, Lapalkin, and all the blessed families here. Aju.
Aju. Thank you, Ray, for opening us up with such a beautiful prayer. With that, we're gonna do just a few seconds of exercise. So, you don't have to stand up today. If you can put on music, Koji. So right now, what we're gonna start with, you're just gonna reach out to the skies. Oof. Then downwards. Now reach out to the sides. Reach out to the front. Now let's go backwards. Let's fix our postures. Look at your shoulders a little bit. Oof. Now let's do it forward. Okay, let's rotate our heads. Go the other way. Okay, stretch our sides. Other way. Okay, shrug our shoulders. And your hands all warmed up. Rotate your wrist. Be gentle with it. You know how your wrists are functioning. And that's about as much as we'll do today. We're going to spend the next few minutes in breakouts here in gratitude. So just take the next few minutes just thinking about what you're grateful for. Share with whoever you're paired up with. And we'll be back here to share with everyone else. See you all soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you had a wonderful sharing in your breakout. I was with the Baines and the Brelands. I'd like to first call on the Baines couple to share with us their gratitude points this morning.
Oops. Good morning, everybody. It was wonderful to be together with Resfred and the Breland couple. And we shared about that we are all connected because of God and our true parents. And when we are blessed by true parents, we have a special status and it affects all our life phases. When we have birthdays, we have special traditions. When we are passing away, we have special traditions. When we are born, we have special traditions. And it's really good to honor those. That's what I was sharing.
And my gratitude is that that it's amazing to see how God works in all of our lives, whether we like it or not. We are all interconnected in this invisible spider web that God has woven to connect us all. So whether we think we're not connected, I think we need to think again.
All right.
Thank you. Yes, we're all interconnected. One thing we know for sure, it's through our true parents. Okay, next I'd like to call on the Brelands. The Brelands to share with us their gratitude points as well.
Thank you, Resfred. Yes, we had a chance to visit our son Matthew and Yoshie in Pompton Lakes, New Jersey yesterday, had a cookout. And at that house where Matthew and Yoshie bought, they have two other blessed couples living with them. So when they have a cookout, everyone sort of comes together and you sort of have an instant group. So they're all second gen. So it's nice to commune with them, share with them. Gave me a chance to rehash all my old stories. Unfortunately, Keiko has to hear them again, but anyway, she's a good sport. So yeah, we just had a nice a few hours with them out in nature, their backyard, and just grateful for life and grateful for second gen.
Yeah, when we started family and then what year was it? Anyway, it was he was seminary student, so like we raised first baby in the seminary, and then it was still a wonderful experience that it's the ideal place, such fresh air and the things, and then food was prepared in the dining room, so we don't need to even cook, and it's like enjoy eating and communicating with our members, and then there are maybe 4 couples or so had a baby. So we are working to make fundraising products. So it was really wonderful to share, especially you have first baby. Many times you don't know what to do. It's like, so it was wonderful sharing with other couples. And so anyway, I think it's a wonderful thing with our church to such sharing experience with beyond our family. Like it's better than relatives. It's like centered on God. We can share so much, and I'm very grateful for that. Okay.
Thank you, Keiko-san, and thank you, Reverend Breland. Said Reverend Uncle Breland, everything. Thank you for sharing your gratitude. Okay, now we're gonna go into our morning hundoke. Yesterday we heard a little bit about Gorbachev, President Gorbachev, and the Peace Road Initiative, and so yeah, let's open up our hearts and mind to hear what Mother has to say today. See you all soon.
Welcome to Mother of Peace, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. A memoir by Hak Jahan Moon, a production of the Washington Times Global Media Group, narrated by Alison Hiroto. Our meeting in the Kremlin and the overall conference created heavenly energy, and our movement's fortunes in the Soviet Union began to advance. President Gorbachev's confidence in my husband and me and the Unification Church increased by the day. It is amazing that, after that, the Soviet government would allow more than 3,000 Russian students and professors to travel to the United States for divine principle education. It was revolutionary. The next year, a coup d'etat took place in Moscow, and instability ensued for a short time. President Gorbachev's efforts for political reform and openness had stirred up a reaction among the communist elite. The president was placed under arrest at his residence on the Crimean Peninsula. The insurrection lasted for 3 days and failed. Inspired by the road to democracy that President Gorbachev had pioneered, the people, especially the young, arose in Moscow in his defense, with Russian President Boris Yeltsin taking the lead in organizing the resistance. Those protesters, surely among whom were many we had educated in America, were the driving force in bringing Gorbachev and Yeltsin together, dissolving the Soviet Union and ending the Cold War. President Gorbachev's open-hearted reception of the prayer, "God bless you, Mr. President," that my husband and I offered in his office, surely brought him a stroke of heavenly fortune. I must add that all this would never have happened were it not for the work of the butterfly missionaries of our movement from Europe. Called to this mission, they had departed from their own countries and entered the Soviet Union and Eastern Europe as underground representatives of true parents. The fall of the Soviet Union was the climax of God's invisible plan, for which these faithful people had set conditions at the risk of their lives. Through a complex interweaving of events, each of them played a role in bringing about the dissolution of the Soviet Union and the shift toward democracy. Even today, they continue to pray and work for religious freedom and social progress in Russia on its path forward. The year after our meeting with President Gorbachev, the Soviet Communist Party was disbanded, and what I thought of as a frozen kingdom melted into the mists of history. During the 70 years since the 1917 Bolshevik Revolution, as communist governments took control of a third of the world's population, the blood of hundreds of millions of people had been shed. At long last, the Soviet Union lowered its red flag, its atheistic worldview discredited. When the Soviet dictatorship declared its own demise, the communist assertion that progress takes place through class conflict, struggle, and hatred was revealed as totally false. History will show that my husband and I were skating on very thin ice when we entered the Soviet Union to meet President Gorbachev, and that this meeting took place at exactly the right time. In declaring that the world's only hope is a God-centered worldview, we played a decisive spiritual role, and the world's political landscape was forever changed. An enemy becomes a friend. In 1946, the year after the restoration of Korean independence, Father Moon was arrested while evangelizing in North Korea. The police accused him of being a spy for South Korean President Syngman Rhee and locked him in the Daedong Detention Center in Pyongyang. His captors severely tortured him and threw what they thought was his dead body out onto the snow. His followers found him and, in grief, began preparing his funeral. Of course, Father Moon did not die. He clung onto his life, and with the help of their prayers and herbal medicines, astonishingly, he revived. A year later, Father Moon was arrested again and incarcerated in Hungnam Special Labor Camp under a regime of forced labor at the nearby Hungnam Nitrogen Fertilizer Factory. For 2 years and 8 months, he suffered indescribable hardships. It was an environment in which most prisoners died of malnutrition and physical exhaustion within 6 months. As this was taking place, my mother and maternal grandmother were also imprisoned by the communist police for our religious beliefs and practices. They were released after much hardship. I have already recounted our separation from the rest of our family, our escape in 1948 with the help of my uncle, and our arduous journey to the South. Over the subsequent decades, the North Korean government continued to treat us as its enemies. My husband and I had been carrying out victory over communism activities throughout the world, and we received information that North Korean leader Kim Il-sung wanted to assassinate us. Our members' 7-day public fast and prayer across the street from the United Nations in 1974 publicized the plight of Japanese women held captive in North Korea. In June 1975, shortly after the fall of Saigon, we held the World Rally for Korean Freedom, which brought over 1.2 million people to Yeouido Plaza in Seoul to stand strong against communism. With neither fear nor anger, my husband and I prayed ceaselessly for reconciliation between North and South Korea. We were not responsible for the division of the Korean Peninsula, but we took responsibility for its peaceful reunification. We have always felt that ending the conflict on the Korean Peninsula would turn the world toward peace. Hence, after returning from our meeting with Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev, we decided that we would have to meet Chairman Kim Il-sung of North Korea. We set a goal: by the end of 1991. For more than 40 years, my husband and I had been unable to return to our hometowns. Through the 1980s, we taught our principles in every corner of the world, but we couldn't go to North Korea, which is only an hour's flight from Seoul. It was the same for all displaced Koreans who had ended up in the South after the Korean War. Nothing can alleviate the longing and anguish that results from the inability to visit one's hometown, especially when it is so near. Nonetheless, the reason my husband and I wanted to go to North Korea was not to visit our hometowns and relatives, even though we missed them dearly. In fact, the experiences we had been through in the North would lead most people never to want to set foot there. The determination we made to go to North Korea seemed an impossible dream. North Korea would not even allow groups of journalists from the West to enter. But we continued our sincere prayer of forgiveness and reconciliation, and had our members reach out to North Korea in any way possible, believing that God could make a way out of no way. In answer to our prayers, in mid-November 1991, while in the United States, a courier brought us a sealed invitation. We opened it in private. Addressed to us personally, it stated that Chairman Kim Il-sung was inviting us to visit North Korea. Without informing our staff of our ultimate destination, we packed our clothes and departed for our church workshop center in Hawaii. Our family and personal staff were curious. "It's warm in Hawaii," they said, "but you are packing winter clothes." Arriving in Hawaii, my husband and I lived at the workshop site and concentrated our minds in prayer. Before setting foot in North Korea, we had to resolve any painful feelings knotted up in our hearts. We had to forgive Kim Il-sung, whose regime had hurt the nation and world, not to mention our extended family and ourselves. If we had thought of him only as our enemy, we could not have forgiven him. Only in the position of his parents, only with the heart of his mother, could I forgive. To save her son sentenced to death, a mother will even seek to change the laws of her country. That is what the maternal heart is like. With that heart, I pledged to forgive my enemy. I did not pray for our safe return from North Korea. Those were serious hours in which we offered endless prayers. Just as Joshua circled Jericho 7 times, we went around the big island of Hawaii again and again, offering our sincerest commitment to heaven. Only after we had dissolved all the buried pain did my husband and I inform those who needed to know that we were on our way to North Korea. Those around us expressed the natural reactions. You are going to the place that is controlled by your enemy. It's extremely dangerous, completely different from going to Moscow. There is no Western or South Korean embassy there, no protection whatsoever. Whatever the letter said, there's no way Kim Il-sung will allow you to enter unless he's planning to keep you there forever. Though spoken out of concern for our well-being, such words tempted us to dwell on our private feelings and fears. Yet we knew that we had to truly forgive North Korean leader Kim Il-sung and embrace him with unconditional love, no matter the risk. We identified with Jacob, offering everything he had, going at the risk of his life to meet with his brother, Esau, who intended to kill him. After enduring 21 years of indescribable hardships while maintaining sincere devotion to his brother who hated him, Jacob gained the heavenly wisdom necessary to win Esau's heart. To change an enemy into a friend is truly impossible without the heart of a sincere parent. A few days later, with our minds clear and hearts resolved in unity, my husband and I, with a small staff, flew to Beijing. As we were sitting in the airport waiting room in Beijing, a North Korean representative appeared and handed us an official invitation. The document carried Pyongyang's official seal. On November 30th, our group headed to North Korea on Chosun Airlines special aircraft, JS-215, sent by Chairman Kim. For our benefit, it flew over my husband's hometown, Cheongju, before landing in Pyongyang. As the plane passed over Pyongan province, where both my husband and I were born, we looked down on the Chungcheong River, in which we both had played as children. I felt as if I could reach down and touch its blue ripples. Had that river been flowing peacefully during the sorrowful 4+ decades since our territory was recklessly torn apart?
Thank you for listening to Godable. Visit motherofpeacebook.com to purchase the complete audiobook. Godable is made possible by listeners like you. To donate, visit godable.org. Thank you.
Thank you. And now to hear a brief reflection on this, I'd like to call on our assistant pastor of the New Jersey Family Church, Atsushi Takino.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. I have to think about this story very deep. Two things, that stood me out today. Again, sincere devotion never disappear. Even to meet President Gorbachev, behind scene, always there were unsung hero and heroine, building the foundation of the faith and the preparation to welcoming true parents. I'm sure before true parents visit to the North Korea, many brothers and sisters preparing, supporting to open the gate to true parents can visit to North Korea. But also, I was thinking what was the heart of true parents to going back to their hometown, home country. That I checked. True mother left home, Anju, with grandmother and mother, and across the 38 parallel when she was 5 years old. Her grandfather left in Pyongyang and they separated. True father was also in prison in Funnam labor host camp. Then Korean War had begun while he was there. And fortunately he was escaped, released from there, and went to Pyongyang straight. He didn't choose to go back to Cheonju to find out his family members, but he tried to find his disciple first. Then True father went to South Korea across 38 parallel with his disciple members. And I read True father's autobiography. This story, True father said, when he arrived at the point where the 38 parallel divided the peninsula in two, True father placed one foot in South Korea and one foot in North Korea and prayed. For now, we are pushed southward like this, but soon I will return to North Korea. I will gather the forces of the free world behind me to liberate North Korea and unite North and South. That was his prayer. I don't, I try to understand the heart of true parents, but I have no experience such a left a family, cannot meet again, or how much suffering, how much they receive the suffering, painful experience from the country. Then I have to think about even true parents mentioned several times forgiveness, love my enemies. We use that word very often, but how we can connect to the heart of the true parents or heart of the Jesus, forgiveness, and love my enemies. And behind that word, what about God? Love my enemies and forgiveness. I can't have same experience to true parents, but how I can connect to the heart of the true parents? That I have to think about my enemy, or how I can truly forgive someone hurt me, or someone hurt my family members. Can I still love them? Even I'm fighting with them. That's the only way I can connect the heart of true parents. That is my reflection today. Thank you.
Thank you, Takino-san. Thank you. Now we're going to go into our breakout. So just share any inspiration that came for you, anything you'd like to share, and we'll be back to hear one or two sharings. We'll see you all soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you all had a wonderful sharing, had a very intimate, personal, beautiful time with Pastor Barbara. I'd like to call on her to share just very briefly any things she'd like to share from today's morning Hundoke, her experience.
Yeah, good morning, brothers and sisters. Yeah, I'm just so coming back from Vegas and the Rebirth workshop and just feeling, so grateful to our true mother for, how much she loves our true father and her heart of forgiveness. When I listen to her, praying in Hawaii, you just think, how can you really forgive the unforgivable, because what Kim Il-sung created so much suffering in the world. And our mother's really amazing. I'm really amazing. And also really feeling, really grateful for new leadership in America at this time, and really so grateful to Reverend Damian Dunkley and his wife, Yumiko, because I feel like they're really aligned with True Mother right now. And I feel like this is such a great joy and comfort to our True Mother. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pastor Barbara. Yes. All right. So now on to our announcements. Actually, Akemi-san texted me today that today is day 40 of our morning Hundoke. My goodness, it's 40 days. Woohoo! There's not a condition, so we're not necessarily counting, but it's amazing to think that 40 days ago we started on this journey of owning morning Hundoke, and we're continuing on. Yes. And this is expanding. As you can see, we have sub-regional leaders all around here, and soon we'll hear from them as well. Those coming back from the Rebirth Workshop will be sharing their reflections each day. And with that, we're going to go straight into our Chonshimon prayer. So we have our Pastor Atushi Takino to give a representative prayer.
Okay. So today also, the Mr. Alexander's 21 days memorial service at the cemetery. So if you have time, 9 a.m., please join to the 21 days memorial service. Okay, please join me prayers. The most loved Heavenly Parent and true parent, like true mother said, we are like an orphan. We don't understand true love. We don't understand what is a God, parents, and what is a parent want to give us a gift. We lost everything, but starting point, we lost everything. True father, true mother, try to find out us and give us a message. You are my children. You are my son. You are my daughter. Heavenly Parents, today I truly appreciate because you show us what is the meaning of the forgiveness. What's the meaning of the love your enemy? I can't have the same experience to true parents, but still I can connect to you, father, mother. Can I truly forgive my enemy? Or can I truly forgive someone hurt me, someone hurt my family members, but still I can love them? Heavenly Parents, if we truly practice forgiveness or love our enemies, we can create a peace world. But we still have a problem. We can't love them. We cannot forgive them. That's why our world still have an issue, conflict, and war starting from past experience. Heavenly Parents, give me the power, forgiveness, Give me the power, love my enemies, and I can truly express, this is my brother, this is my sister, this is my family. Today, I truly appreciate such a time true parents give us. With all the brothers and sisters here joining, we are family. We are brothers and sisters. We love each other, but we like to expand not only unification families, but we like to practice to our community, to our company, co-workers, friends, or neighbors, to love them. Then we can testify what is the true meaning of the true love. And we really want to release our parents' heart through my practice forgiveness, through my practice of the loving enemies. I pray, report this, my name, Atsushi Takino, Namiko Takino, Blessed Central Family, adieu.
Adieu, adieu. Let us all now pray for 3.5 minutes. Please feel free to unmute. Lovely parents.
Thank
you so much for everything. For my enemy. One everyone about parents my enemy now. And I truly love them, truly hug them. I can say, love you. We're going to the course to the kingdom of heaven. We have only love, no hatred, no enemy. To the kingdom of heaven. Growing such a love, power, with the energy source. Mother wants to establish nation. Let the hope time ago be like with our restore the can't be like that. We can be the heart of truth, the heart of true father. They went through the time many much pain. Korea, suffering people release that.
どうすまんだったか、
So we present
看板人のどうすまんだ選ばれた人間として、どうすまんだ
Kind of the
自分が希望
difficulties,
するわけでもない。
kind of the challenges,
長者と
like to offer.
それができるような
Want to touch your heart, to release your heart with the
couple. Aju. 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 All right, so that completes our Chonshimon prayer today. A Chonshimon prayer, and with that, that about wraps up. That about wraps up today's morning hunoke. Yeah, thank you all for joining. 40 days, pretty awesome. 40 days, that's amazing. Thank you all for joining. I know that it's a new dispensation, a new era. So much is happening, so much beautiful, but we're all here. We're here. I know that United Touch miracles happen, and with that, thank you all for joining. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Today is day 6. That was the day that humankind was created. Hey, we're reborn today. Get a chance every anchi. Thank you all for joining. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. See you all next week. That's tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Bye.
Sister
Barbara.
Thank you, everybody. God
Bye.
bless you.
Good
Good to see
morning.
you all. Have a great
Thank you.
day.
Rest well.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, good morning.
Now.
Good morning, Auntie Barbara.
We love you.
Hey.
And have a good Monday.
Yes, have a great Monday. Have a great Monday. Everyone.
You're in Bismarck.
Work week if you are.
Good morning.
Sure.
Good morning.
For your July 4th.
Thank you, Baba. I love you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Close the Zoom room now in about 5 seconds. 4, 3,
Crispy Harry.
1. Have a great day, everyone. Bye bye.